Hookups, NSA, fuck buddies. Do you know the difference between these and all the other kinds of romantic relationships? I'm talking about them. Coming up next. What's good, everyone? Mario here. In this video, what I want to talk to you about are the various kinds of romantic relationships out there, from the simple to the complex and committed. We're going to go all through those. And it's important that we talk about them because often as a dating coach, I deal with men and women who are confused about what sort of relationships are out there or what these terms mean. So I want to bring them to your attention and also give you a very simple explanation that makes sense to you so that you can be aware of what these terms mean and use them appropriately and avoid any possible mistakes and embarrassing moments. Okay, we'll get into that. But first, let me remind you that if you're not fully satisfied with your current dating or your online dating experiences, that I invite you to join one or both of my free online academies that send out free weekly videos designed to help you level up your dating game. And sign up is super easy, takes seconds, and you can do so by clicking the link in the description or the card for this video. So let's get into this, okay? Let's start from the very most simple and mostly based on sex relationships, and we'll work our way forward, okay? And we're going to start off with one-night stands. You know, pretty self-explanatory, right? One night stands. It's someone that you have sex with one time or one night. And here's the thing. Understand that this is not supposed to be something that is a recurring event. So a one-night stand is someone that you have sex with where the intention isn't like, oh man, I'd love to have sex with this person because, you know, we could have a relationship, a friendship, we could do it all the time. No, it's just like, let's do it this one time. I'm not really thinking about anything like that far in advance of the future, or I'm not thinking about us having a connection that we're going to be doing it again. One night stand is just focused on that one night and that one moment, okay? Now, let's compare that with, say, no strings attached. No strings attached is, you know, a relationship based upon sex. However, it's removing the strings of expectation while at the same time saying, this isn't necessarily a one-time thing. So no strings attached relationship isn't in that category of this is a one-time thing. It could be, but it could also be a recurring event that you repeat, but without the strings. What sort of strings are we talking about? Well, the strings of, say, expecting relationship, dating, even friendship sometimes, or someone who has to pick up the phone when you're having a bad day and want to talk to somebody, or texting you all the time. NSA means you can clip all that stuff, clip all those strings. We have our own sexual relationship that's the basis for the relationship, minus the strings. And remember, this can be a one-time thing, a recurring thing. All right. Then we have hookups. Hookups are when you're going, when you have an intention of having sex with somebody. And the thing about hookups is that they could be one-night stands and they could also be recurring events. But a hookup, when you hear about them, it could lead to anything. So it's not exactly a one-night stand because it could be more. And it's not exactly NSA because it could lead to more. A hookup can lead to anything. A hookup can remain a one-night stand. A hookup can become a no-strings-attached relationship. But a hookup can also develop into friendship and even a dating relationship and a real committed relationship. So hookups can turn into anything. So it's important for us, you see now, to make the difference between hookups, no strings attached, and one-night stands. So it's really important for us to understand that. Now, we're still in this sort of short-term category of romantic relationships, and I want to include casual sex because casual sex would be someone where the relationship is driven by sex. So this is either, say, NSA, no strings attached, or someone that you hook up with on a recurring thing. Because a casual sex relationship means that you two have sex together, but it's casual, you know, and there is no sort of, there's not the string of the commitment. It's casual, you know, you don't have to have that commitment. So you can come and go as you please. You don't have to date. You don't have to always talk, and you don't have to be committed to just having sex with that one person. It's a very casual relationship where you might be having casual sex with that person and another or others. So that's a casual sex relationship. So it's kind of a hookup sort of relationship that allows for recurring events and also cutting the strings of expectations, responsibilities, and also monogamy, right? Now, in this category still, I want to hammer or talk about one more romantic relationship category, which would be fuck buddy relationship. A fuck buddy is somebody that you have a connection with that is sexual. But it's also, there's some mutual respect there. It's not like you have to avoid friendship or anything. Friendship can happen, but a fuck buddy is somebody that can just, the relationship is all about sex. It's usually somebody that you are targeting or identifying or saying, our relationship is you're my fuck buddy. Like when I need a fuck, like you're the person that I call. So it's like having someone that you have on standby that doesn't really owe you, but you guys have a sexual relationship where if you need to unwind and have some sex, your fuck buddy is who you call. So you have that relationship developed. They know what it's about. They know when they come over, what time it is. And then you also have, this is a recurring thing if you have a fuck buddy, because you obviously appreciate the dynamic and the vibe of the two of you sexually. So you have it over and over. So a fuck buddy is recurring. It's not so much with strings, but it can be friendship wise. You can have friendship, but someone where you're like, you're somebody, and we don't necessarily know that they feel the same way about us, but a fuck buddy to you is going to be somebody that you're like, I can call this person or text them, and they're like my go-to. They're like someone that you draft and say, come on in, I need you to play your part. And, they're not always going to be available, but oftentimes they are. And that's what often is an aspect of what makes a great fuck buddy. Your best ability is your availability, much like pro sports. All right. Now let's get into the next category, sort of medium-term relationships. And understand, when I say relationships can be very simple and short, and they can also be very complex and long. But a lot of people think that a relationship has to be super serious or has to be this long for it to be a relationship. We pass people in the street and have a short conversation with them. You could call that a brief relationship, all right? And you can be with somebody for 50 years. That's also a relationship. They're both relationships. So just be a little bit more fluid and malleable with your version of what a relationship is. All right. So with these medium-term sort of relationships, the first one that I'll go to is dating. Dating is a relationship where obviously, if you're dating, you have some sort of friendly connection. You're working on the romantic and sexual connection, which might be there, but you're still going through the dating process of getting to know each other. And that might include having sex, having dates, friendship, and it does not promise exclusivity. When you are dating, this sort of medium-term relationship does not say, I am for sure monogamous to you. You could be doing that voluntarily. They could be voluntarily monogamous to you in a dating relationship, but it's not in the definition. Okay, we have not advanced to that expectation of commitment and monogamy. Dating, you could date multiple people. So if you have dating relationship, you could have dating relationships with multiple people, which would, again, be involving anything from friendship to dating to sex, doing, the strings. You have strings involved there. All right. The next category that I would bring up is a friends with benefits. So a friend with benefits is someone that you're friends with, you can hang out with, and you can also fuck. All right. So that is something that people, that's a medium-term relationship, because you'll see this person over and over. And this is someone that you obviously have a friendship with, you can connect with. This is not just a hit it and quit it sort of thing, or I see you once in a while. This is legit, like, we're friends and we just happen to enjoy having sex with each other. And with the friends with benefits, you should understand that there is no expectation, or there shouldn't be an expectation of commitment and exclusivity, because if that were the case, you wouldn't call it friends with benefits. You're friends and you have benefits that are sexual, but you are not boyfriend, girlfriend. You just call it friends. So understand the commitment. You might be wondering if it should be there. It's not. It's not supposed to be an expectation in a friends with benefits relationship. All right. Now that leaves us with our more serious and most serious sort of relationships. Obviously, we have our committed relationships where we're beyond just dating. We're into exclusivity. So we're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, and that's where we have the expectations of friendship, of probably exclusivity in most cases, unless you develop an understanding and the both of you are on that same page about not being exclusive and opening up. But that's a whole nother ball game. But Boyfriend-girlfriend relationships are saying, hey, we're working towards something. I want to invest more in you. I'm not seeing anyone else. Or, like I said, if there are other things going on, there's sort of understandings and permissions given. But a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is basically on track to see, like, it's a trial run for, should we be more? Should we be living together? Should we be thinking about getting married? And obviously, marriage is a romantic relationship, but you know exactly what that is. So everyone watching this video is single, so I don't need to focus on even talking about marriage. So the highest one for us really is, are you seeking a boyfriend or girlfriend as a romantic relationship? You know, are you trying to basically be like just under that last step of marriage? That's the boyfriend girlfriend relationship, with commitment, with sex, with friendship, with probably exclusivity, with a lot of strings, with a lot of expectations of when I call, you answer, you check in on me all the time. We have our date nights, we spend time together. That's the ramping up of all the strings. So what I like for you to understand is that there are all sorts of relationships that you can pursue, and there are going to be different times when you want different things. But I tried to bring out and list the romantic ones. Obviously, there are other sort of relationships that you can have that are maybe more platonic or more serious, like friendship or just networking people or marriage. But we focused here on the romantic relationships, where you might think, well, romantic isn't very romantic when we're talking about fuck buddies. But hey, I use that term loosely, and probably so do you. And that's okay. But the point is, we got some good information out. I hope you got some good value from it. Now, if you have any questions, comments, throw those in the comments below, and I'll check them out. And also, if you have anything to add, throw that in the comments below as well, so that I can check them out. And also, anyone else viewing can see what you have to say and maybe develop a little bit more perspective. So as always, hope you enjoyed the video. You all take care. Until the next video. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content from this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And male or female, if you're not satisfied with your dating or online dating experience, I invite you to join one or both of our free academies. We have Get Game Group Academy and Get Game Group Online Dating Academy, both of which send out free weekly videos designed to help you up your game.